I think we're live.
What's up?
I think
Yep.
so too.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Social Primate podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in to another week. Today we have a pretty interesting one. We have the guys from Sodaboxx. We have Joey and Victor. What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's up? How you
man?
doing?
Yeah.
Man, pretty good. Thank you guys for coming out. I knew you guys you just got out of band practice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we do. We do a lot of rehearsing.
Yeah.
A lot of practicing. We got to stay prepared for all these shows.
nice. Well, I mean, again, thank you guys for coming out and taking the time to just come here and just chill and, have a conversation.
Oh no,
Dude,
thank
absolutely.
you. Thank you for having
Thanks
us.
thanks for having
And I
me.
know there's somebody missing too, right?
Yeah, we got a
Mike.
third member. His name's Mike. He's
Yeah.
our singer and bassist. And
Yeah.
he's on a date.
He's on a date.
He's on a
He's
date.
doing, I guess, a better thing.
I mean, you gotta weigh the options,
Yeah.
podcast and date.
Podcast or date,
Yeah, but he doesn't know what he's missing right now.
Podcast.
He's
Yeah,
we made the smart
podcast.
decision.
Yeah,
I would have been
exactly.
podcast.
Hell yeah.
Man, reschedule it. You know?
Well, I mean, again, we have Joey and Victor here. For the people who haven't heard your music, where can they find it? What kind of music do you play?
So Victor.
All right. Well, the band that me and Joey on, we're in Sodaboxx. That started as a project between me and Mike,
Mhm.
the guy who's on the date. So, and me and Mike have always liked more aggressive music
Mhm.
and just not a very conventional stuff that the bands around here usually play.
Mm.
So I think it was at the end of like 2017 that I was in a different band. I think we're like taking a hiatus. I'm not sure what's going on. But yeah, I hit him up. I texted him. I was like, hey, dude, we like similar music. Let's try to write some songs.
Mhm.
And yeah, we made some like demos, rushed some songs, and then we put them out in the internet. And Mike found Joey on
Yeah.
he found them. What was it? Vamper, right?
Vamper. It's
Yeah.
Vamper.
Vamper. It's VAMPR.
Is it like a Craigslist for musicians? Or what?
Oh, dude, it's
App.
like basically like Tinder for musicians.
What the
Basically,
fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so like,
dude.
Shit.
Dude, so
The
they put
fuck?
out like an ad on this
Yeah.
thing, and it was basically like they said, "Oh, we're looking for drummers." And
Mhm.
at this point in time, like I've been playing in a project for a few years, and at that point we had been like taking like a bit of like we don't play as many shows right now.
Yeah.
And and I was checking this app, like I need more gigs, like I need some more, like I want to play more,
Yeah.
like I'm
Yeah.
sitting at home more than I'd like to.
Mhm.
And so found them, messaged them. I was like, hey, you guys looking for a drummer? And then went and rehearsed. At the time, I was living up in Van Nuys,
Yeah.
which was a trek, like every day.
Wait, and you guys
Yeah,
are
this-
practicing in...
Yeah,
Yeah,
Downey.
Downey.
This guy would
Oh,
make the
shit.
trip. He's a
Damn,
psychopath.
dude, that's a drive.
It's a drive,
Yeah.
we'd do it like twice a week,
Mhm.
like just like
For
I,
4 or 5
like
hours.
it was like the first time we rehearsed together. Like
Yeah.
they sent me the address like the day of,
Mhm.
like 2 hours before, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like I'll make the trip this time because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
dude, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'll make the trip this time because I'm like, okay, let's give everything a shot
Yeah.
once, try it once, and see how it goes. And then I went in like, dude, these guys fucking shred, man. Like these dudes shred. And then after that, we basically took it from there and just like played a show, like joined the band, and we've written a few songs now.
A few we've changed.
Yeah, those are the ones on Spotify, right?
Those were-
no,
that
those
was
are
Joey.
Oh, those are...
those
okay.
were before me. So they did like
that
2
was our
demos.
fish. That was our fish bait, dude.
Mhm.
Yeah, that we post something up to get a cool drummer, and then we write new stuff.
Yeah. And that got you... So you heard it previously?
Yeah, I heard
Oh, okay,
they
okay.
sent me over the link to like their Spotify stuff, and then I
Mm.
checked it out, and then in my own like practice time, I like
Yeah.
lock myself in a room and just basically like
Ah,
shut
okay.
it out, and I was like, oh, this stuff's pretty cool. Like I can get down with
Yeah.
this, and like
Dude.
I hit hard.
And you
like,
guys have a new... You said an EP coming out in a couple of weeks or something?
Months.
few
right?
couple
like
months, like 2,
yeah,
3
like
months.
2 months. We're like in the process of like we're
Congratulations.
finishing up the mixing process. We're putting together like the visual stuff. So we're planning to do 2
Yeah.
music videos for 2 of the songs on the
Yeah.
record, and we want to put it out through a website. Then put all the sales for the record, and at the same time like launch an online store for the band,
Mhm.
so we can get as much money as possible.
Hey, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Very
gotta...
And then
necessary
invest
to
it
get-
again.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
of course.
so
Yeah, you gotta
it's,
hustle and keep working at it.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's where you're gonna get where you want, man. You know.
Yeah, let's face it. Like, if you're not a band that goes on the road, like you're not
Yeah.
making money.
Yeah, true, man.
Yeah, like you're not making money in music
Yeah.
if you're not going on the road.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
think that's especially now. That's how,
Yeah.
like major artists. That's why there's a lot of more music festivals. That's the way that they make people
dude.
come in.
They're
Yeah.
and they're merging all kinds of artists too.
Mhm.
Like it's not just a one genre specific festival anymore. Now you have like rap and pop bands
Mhm.
and then some garage bands. It's really it's getting super
Yeah.
eclectic.
Yeah.
People want to go out now and see live music more too. I think because things are also so messed up.
Mhm.
In the
Yeah.
world there's so much shit going on.
There's a lot of anger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
there's a
people are just like they're going out there and
Yeah.
they're partying now. They're
And I can see how with your guys' music, at least from what I heard on Spotify,
Yeah.
that's definitely
Yeah.
music to kind of like just
Yeah,
Yeah.
that stuff was the reason like I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I gotta play with these dudes because this is like, oh, this is fast,
Yeah.
hard, and angry, and they're
Yeah.
upset about something.
You should hear the
Yeah, there's
there's
angst.
new songs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
The
Oh,
new
shit.
stuff,
Great,
the news.
man.
When we get off air,
Yeah.
I'll play you some. I think we have.
Oh,
I think I have
sweet.
one of
Sneak
them on
preview.
my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, because these things they're gonna be dope. We're
all right.
very
Yeah, it's funny because
excited.
I was in the morning, I was listening to some of the songs. I was just getting ready and like just listening to the background music,
Mhm.
and I realized like my heart rate just getting faster. And I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? And then I realized it was the music, and I was like, oh damn, this is good, man.
That's cool, man.
That's
Yeah, so-
that's a feeling we like to hear.
Yeah.
We like to hear that people are like, oh, I got like really angry to your guys'
Yeah,
music.
exactly.
Hey, you know what's funny? Also, when we started playing, because we prepared for one show,
Mhm.
and I imagined we would not be playing shows like for like another couple months.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
But immediately, I don't know, like people were pretty receptive right away. We got like several shows like
I-
thrown at us.
I think.
Oh, yeah?
After the first day
Yeah.
we played, dude.
Yeah, like we did the math on it. Like at the end of the year, like
Mhm.
we
Last
we
year,
make a
yeah.
point to like every 3 months do like meetings together as a
Mhm.
band and like kind of recollect, reset,
Yeah, see where you stand.
Yeah,
and all that.
reorientate the ship.
Mhm.
Make sure that we're headed on the true north, as they would say.
Mhm.
And we have those meetings and yeah. I really realize,
Yeah.
So like,
we did. Oh, sorry, we did. Sorry,
Yeah. No, that's
I
cool,
kind of
cool.
spaced out where I was going. So like, we did every 3 months. We do those meetings. We got
Mhm.
together and like had one of those meetings. And like we did the math on it. Like it did 6 months because of just all word of mouth. We got like, what was it, 14
shows.
from like
Mhm.
I don't know.
July to December.
We played so
Yeah.
much right off the bat.
Yeah.
That
Nice.
was kind
Just
of like
starting.
what we like. We like to play like
No, yeah, like
me,
Mhm.
Joey, and Mike. We like to jam out. Even our set, like now we've been. It's pretty much from start. Like you hear noise all the way
Mhm.
into the end of it. There's no pause.
Ah,
We'll jam in
okay.
the middle, dude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. We've written some like cool stuff in between. Like a lot of like the record's gonna be great. It's gonna feature like all of the all the songs as they are, as
Mhm.
we like intended them to be. But then like the really cool part about our band is that like we take time and like really rehearse to like get
Yeah.
these like large transitions down in between these songs. So that way it's like almost like I want to call it like an art piece in a
Mhm.
way.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Exactly. Like the end product.
Yeah, like
Stand on its own
like
type of
it's
thing.
That's perfect, yeah.
literal
Mhm.
noise from start to finish, and at the end it's like Mike's just like, "Peace out, we're Sodaboxx," and like that's it.
Yeah,
Because
nice.
we also want people to see us, so we're like, let's work on being a good band live, so
Mhm.
people could come out and see us.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
nowadays it's every day it's like you could either promote yourself through Instagram and pay a bunch of money to like put up some ads that like, let's face it, they're really only going to go to your friends.
Yeah.
And, like if your friends are not going to like go out and be like, yo, check out this band. Shouts out to Carla. She comes
Yeah,
out
like-
to every single one of our shows and she's
Thank you,
awesome. Thank
Carla.
you, Carla. You're awesome.
I love you.
Thank you, Carla. I don't know you. But
She's
I respect
amazing.
the support,
She's
you
there
come to-
all the time, dude.
I like
She's there.
every show, every single one. Yeah.
And our buddy Andres too. If he didn't move to Eugene, Oregon, he'd probably be at our show
He
like
would
all the
be
time too.
every-
He's all of us.
Mhm.
Like he does really like dark and just pieces of work that make you think about uncomfortable things.
Mhm.
At least that's the way I feel. And it so happens that our band actually kind of merges well with his artwork. So we're also gonna like work with him to
okay.
push
That's
out
all
some
homies.
like cool visuals with
Yeah.
his art, because his art's. I'll show you his Instagram
Mm.
after.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
good because I mean that's how you're gonna. I mean, Instagram is for your eyeballs, So you
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
those cool images and the imagery to kind of just add on to
Speak.
on top of. To
Yeah.
speak
Think
for
it's
who you are
right?
in this way.
I think
you
he's
know?
like at Age of Paranoia.
Yeah, at Age of Paranoia.
Yeah,
on
there
his
you go.
Instagram.
Check
I
out his
think-
art.
Yeah, underscore.
Underscore
there is
Age
it.
of Paranoia.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's just Age of Paranoia. No at.
This is so cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude,
Uh,
this is so sick.
I
Yeah, you
wanna-
guys can follow him, check his stuff out.
I think it starts with the underscore. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, we're like
Oh,
confusing.
shit.
I'm dumb.
It's underscore age.
I'm old and I
Yeah,
don't get
age
shit.
of I think
Yeah.
it's all underscored.
Thank you. I'm see.
I don't even know,
If you
dude.
would have told me that, I
I'm
would have
gonna
never
check,
got
yeah.
underscore first. It would have never happened.
There he is. There he
This one
is.
here?
Andres, that's him.
Look, you made it.
Yeah,
You're,
there he
you're
is.
online.
Yo, check him out. He's the best. He's the best. You're the
Hell yeah.
sweetest human being in
Sounds
the
good,
world.
man. We're gonna have to see what's going on with him soon.
Look at his look at some of his art.
Yeah, let's look at this real
He's
quick.
gonna
It's
laugh that
pretty
we're like
crazy.
talking about him on a
dude, I'm gonna
podcast.
tag him too right now. But,
Cool, man. Well, hey, props to you, and hope you guys come up with some cool shit. You know?
Thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah, keep a lookout on our Instagram at official Sodaboxx for these record coming out later this year and these music videos.
Sweet,
And
sweet.
a few T-shirts.
we got so much work ahead of us, man.
We're like we literally like finished tracking this record like
Mhm.
last weekend. Like we finished up the vocals because I'm engineering the entire
Mhm.
thing, and it's been a process and a half.
Yeah.
Just doing that thing. But we did like about 10 days over at our homie
And
Andrew.
oh, shout outs to Freedom Curse too.
Freedom Curse.
Yeah, Andrew.
He's a singer and guitarist of that band. He has
Yeah.
a nice recording space over there.
Amazing.
If you're looking for recordings, go hit up our homie
Yeah.
Andrew.
You see, you guys got the hookups in this episode.
Yeah, dude, we got the hookups. We're just, like we're like all about like community. Like
Mhm.
we're trying to build like a great community of
Right.
like artists that we love to work with that are
Mhm.
like that we like vouch for. And you know that's why we're like oh, this is like the first opportunity that we've had to
Yeah.
be like, yo, check out like all of our homies. Like they are awesome. We believe in them, and we do believe in everything that they do.
Yeah, right. Because the point is to try to bring everybody.
Yeah,
so
like
those
Support,
around you
yeah.
up.
the
Yeah, you know,
more
some
the more
power.
people that you bring, like
Power
more
the people
people
we love.
more
Yeah.
people that you like show and bring up, like the more it like comes back to benefit
Well, I
you.
had a
as
question.
well.
So since you guys, you said earlier that you guys play more music that is not necessarily played around in this area.
Yeah.
What would you guys describe your music as in that case? Because I know there's a lot of like indie kind of like psychedelic around here.
Yeah. This
What is our
interesting.
Instagram is all I feel like is the best description of our
Mhm.
Instagram. It says we're sludge punk and
Yeah.
noise rock.
Yeah, sludge punk and noise rock. That's exactly what it says.
I think so.
But
Thank
I
you,
was
Sodaboxx,
actually,
yep.
I was
Yeah,
yeah,
actually,
sludge punk, noise rock.
Yeah. That I
That's
feel,
us.
feel like that describes
it
our
out.
sound.
Mhm.
It's like this weird mix. Like some of our songs are like slow and heavy, and other songs are
Sludgy.
like sludgy punk songs.
Yeah.
Like, we like have so many inspirations. That's why like we get along so great. It's like
yeah.
Mhm.
all three of us have like completely different backgrounds. Like I love like metal,
Yeah.
and you know, and Mike loves like punk.
Right.
And Vic, you know, he has his
I
own
like-
influences.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
that just
like
comes
everything.
into
We all like. It's funny because we all like similar music, but in our own respective like, I guess subgenre of rock.
Yeah.
Or some sort of
Right.
heavy rock.
Yeah.
So and it's kind of like now we just when we write a song or when we jam and create something, it's kind of a mixture of everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's very natural. Like
Yeah.
we don't there's never been a moment where we've been like writing, like trying to be like, yo, we gotta write something.
Yeah.
Like we gotta write something because we gotta finish up a record. Like I think we wrote 9 songs, like 2 weeks before going to the studio, whittled it down
Yeah.
to 6,
Mhm.
and then
When 5.
and then a week before we dropped 2 and wrote a new one, like a week before going into the studio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh
so-
yeah. We practiced that song.
Yeah.
Also, like we practiced it so much too, just because it was the
Yeah.
last song we wrote.
And like,
was a
and keep in mind, this is
pain
like
in
we
the
do
ass,
2
man.
hour, two rehearsals a week, 4
Mhm.
hours, and that's like in the evening, and
Yeah.
that's so like when we say like
Lots of
4
coffee.
4 weeks, that's
Coffee
8
and
times
weed.
4. Don't my
8
math
times
is-
4?
it is
32,
32
right? Or-
hours. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
so bad
32.
at math, man. I can only count to 4, but any numbers past that, oh god.
It's okay. That's what we we didn't use a calculator, but
Yeah, dude, I'm trying not to use my phone for a calculator too much. Trying to use some mental math.
so you guys being, like in the local scene, there's an article that came up a few weeks ago. I think Gibson Guitars is going out of business or
Oh
something.
yeah,
Oh,
they owe
yeah.
people money, dude.
Yeah,
Their
so-
guitars are super expensive, and I
Yeah.
think it's their marketing team to blame too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because I see Fender
Mhm.
everywhere, man. All my favorite bands play Fender.
Shouts out to Fender.
Yeah, shouts out to Fender. I play a Fender.
Yeah.
I play Fender equipment.
The bass, Mike plays a Fender.
Yeah.
He plays a Mark Hoppus P bass.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Fender's doing really well. I
Yeah.
heard that story too about Gibson. I've never been a Gibson person, so.
Mhm.
I don't really care.
Yeah,
but-
because I mean that's why they kind of brought it up, because they're going out of business. So supposedly, or this is all supposedly here. It's,
It's
Someone's gonna buy it.
Allegedly,
Yeah.
they're going out of it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. He's going with big quotes.
Allegedly,
Allegedly.
everything said on this
Yeah,
podcast
yeah.
is allegedly. or
Allegedly.
supposedly. Yeah, if
Don't
you
come
need-
at us,
If you need
Gibson.
facts,
We are no
Don't
go
come at
experts.
us.
So I mean, they say the electric guitar is at this point going obsolete. So that kind of brings back earlier with Coachella, like they
Yeah.
have all these different genres at this point. The last one I went to was 2011, and all the headliners were bands with actual instruments.
Dude,
Never been.
2011.
Yeah,
I think I wanted to go to that one, but I was like in high school. There was actually no way I
Was
was gonna
that-
go to
Yeah.
Coachella
Is
in
that
high
the
school.
year Refused got back together?
But I don't think they played Coachella. I think the
I think they
Arcade
did.
Fire headlined Coachella.
Oh yeah, Arcade
Or
Fire.
no, I think
Fuck, dude, I used
think
to love the
missed-
Arcade Fire so much when I was
I
like
think
younger,
like
man.
I think it was Mars Volta that got back together.
Oh yeah, I think they played.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
the
they're
Mars
making a new
Volta.
record too.
Oh,
Mars
I'm
Volta is
so
making a new
excited.
record.
I read that article.
Yeah.
Isn't
cried.
Mars Volta the guy? No wait, who's the actor? Jared Leto.
Oh no, that's 30 Seconds
to
to Mars.
Mars. I don't
Oh,
know.
30 Seconds to Mars?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know anything about that, but Mars Volta is badass,
Cedric
dude.
Pixler Zavala
yeah. And Omar.
Rodriguez Lopez.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, yeah, I recognize that name.
Yeah,
That guy.
They
somebody's
were
in a
at the drive-in
million-
before.
yeah, in a
That-
Oh
million
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I like when they're involved in. I mean, when I find out they're in a different band, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
But then it's like you see the different styles of music that can play.
yeah, totally.
So I mean, going back to this real quick, electric guitar is it's about to become obsolete. I mean, what's your guys' take on that? I mean, you guys are the musicians here.
We are a guitar heavy band, so
Yeah.
we would like off the bat, like we're like, oh, maybe not, but we use it to make money. So
Yeah.
no, I think if you take a look at like top 40 radio right
Mhm.
now, it's kind of like. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of guitar featured in that, except for maybe like some like lead line that's like played like as the main melody of the song.
Sample.
Yeah,
or it's
maybe
a
a little
sample.
guitar sample, but yeah, there's.
It's like there's not
Yeah.
a lot as far as like, but there still is like the the legendary acts,
Mhm.
Metallica,
Yeah, right.
like all these like bands that still like.
Yeah, they're still not using like synthetic or.
No,
synthesizers
they are.
and shit.
They've been using amps since the day one, and they will use amps until the day that they go into the grave. It's like
I mean, they have
Dude.
to for now until digital does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, no.
No. I'm saying like that's.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't want
yeah.
to insult anybody, but digital's gonna come eventually. The robot's gonna take over.
Yeah, and it's like kind of already
Yeah,
here.
I
Like
don't doubt that
I do a
either,
lot of work
bro.
in like recording studios and
Mhm.
like a lot. Like I was having a conversation with my old boss. Shouts out to Courtney Ballard. Went over to his new studio and we like basically he was running me through like some of his tracks that he's been
Mhm.
doing lately, and like a lot of it's been doing like these digital amp models that
Yeah.
for Kemper like some of these amps because they're like easier to record with. So like
Mhm.
digital is definitely coming into like the guitar side
Yeah.
very quickly, but as far as like replacing a guitar like that like that's like the old.
Because I mean, nowadays they have those drum machines.
That'd be
the
so
fucking-
Yeah, like
Can't-
those drum machines, like they have. Like,
Yeah.
I've always operated like it's like everything has a purpose,
Mhm.
and like not like guitar has like its own sound, and it fulfills a purpose in
Yeah.
the band, and like because guitar on its own, it's like it could be done.
I just
like
thought
acoustic.
about the funniest shit, dude. You know how you guys are making. Sorry that I'm interrupting, but I
That's
gotta
cool.
get it off my chest. Like when you guys say that, like what electronic instruments are gonna take over at some point. I just imagine like a dude playing a guitar on an iPad.
Oh,
Like-
did that already
I mean,
happen
that's
with
what they
Muse?
have-
Don't
yeah,
say that
oh, yeah.
happened. Really?
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Muse,
yeah.
the dude like he was
What
using
the
like
fuck?
yeah, he was had like a guitar, like I think it was like a keytar neck,
then
and had
you're-
like
I didn't even know about that. So
Yeah.
you're right, dude.
You said it was Muse?
Yeah,
You said-
Muse. They have like
Muse,
a they're one of the, I think it's their
Guitar?
bassist or guitarist. Yeah, they do. I think they did it on like one of their new records. Like maybe their guitar solo.
Guitar solo. He's always tripped me
No,
out.
That's
dude,
it.
like
That's
that-
it. That
like
that
this one?
second. Yeah, that one. So that's the rig he was been doing. No, it's like down below
Oh.
it.
Wait, what?
Down below. So this thing was the thing I was
fuck.
thinking of.
sorry, this
Is
one?
that the one with the sensors? It has sensors,
yeah, it
right?
has like sensors on the neck where like basically down below where his where the neck of the guitar
Yeah.
the bridge of the guitar down at the bottom down there. You see that like white thing on the bottom.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
you can turn it on and then it basically acts as like a kind of like an effects
Mhm.
thing where you can change
seen
the
him touch
like
that.
effect
Yeah.
of like by touch. like
Oh,
that,
shit.
like that song. I
very
forget, but that
electronic
song that has
now.
like the.
I think it does like some.
He uses that for that. It's so it's so
So
sick.
it's like a sampler, like a pad sampler in his guitar.
Like it affects it.
Yeah,
Holy
and then
shit,
like
dude! It's already happening.
What is that
Dude.
shit called? The one that has like a bunch of white squares?
Machine.
A machine.
Yeah,
What it is
machine.
called machine.
Yeah,
really?
machine.
Oh,
Yeah, by
yeah.
Native Instruments. Like that thing is awesome.
Machine instrument?
And then they have lights.
Yeah, by Native Instrument. That's it.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
It's
Yeah.
machine spelled with the S, yeah.
Dude, these always trip me out.
Yeah,
Like,
these things are crazy.
Were you thinking of this one?
That
Yeah, well, anything that has those squares always. I mean, I've never used one on my own.
So those
I
you
used
can
one
do
for a
samples
band
and beats
before.
and different
What?
colors do different like layers.
That's
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. So
okay.
like it can be connected to like this program called Ableton Live,
Mhm.
and a lot of like bands use it for like live style, like shows. You can use
Backing
like backing tracks. Yeah, so you can also trigger like backing tracks individually. I know a band called Horror uses those for their band their live show. They use 2 of them. They're awesome.
Or is dope.
Man, these are pretty. It just looks like those old school
Yeah.
sci-fi fucking movie. Those walls like in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like
It looks
those
like a
buttons. Like what the fuck?
Disco, like the disco inside of the floor.
Oh, the
the
disco
Yeah.
disco. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
just
It's a
imagine
disco
people
floor.
dancing.
Give me 2 more years, I'm gonna have that over there.
Oh, yeah,
that's
dude.
gonna be so
Damn.
sick.
Dude, let me know. We'll come through.
It's like a digital. No, yeah, like a fucking floor with the what's it called? I'm getting
We'll come
confused
through.
here.
We'll
With
throw
the
it.
fucking disco ball, dude.
This-
Sodaboxx only like acoustic set ever. We'll come through and play it on a
Yeah.
disco floor.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
we're
Oh,
down.
yeah.
We'll do some stuff.
What if I don't have a disco floor? What if I just get you that?
Yeah, dude,
We'll
we're
bring
down.
We'll bring
Yeah.
a disco ball.
Yeah,
I'll bring a disco
you
ball.
got the
I'll
little
buy
one up there.
Yeah,
I'll rent it.
Fucking baby one.
Oh damn, dude, you're prepared.
Hey, you got everything.
I mean, I was talking to Dre earlier about some stuff here about AR, since we're on the topic of fucking touchscreens and shit.
Yeah.
I went to the Adult Swim Festival a few months ago.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
Nice.
and they had these eggs. Yeah, I think it's an egg. It looks like a bug egg, alien egg. But it's basically you go in there and they enclose you and they put a headset on you and you go through some virtual reality adventure. And I
Sounds
unfortunately-
terrifying.
Yeah, man. I haven't tried it myself. I've been curious and just going in one of them, kind of just tripping out on it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Look, I'm gonna show you a quick video here. These might not.
Corp,
See
LLC.
here.
We've partnered with Adult Swim to bring.
What's Adult Swim?
Nobody knows. There's having
let me skip
swim an Adult Swim. The first. Then the other way. The other way. Yes, yes. Performers include Big Frida.
What is this?
Oh, this is a whole
Chapman
advertisement.
Galen.
But the whole
Code
point was
Orange.
this egg. You see here, on the left.
Oh, yeah.
Code Orange played.
Yeah, so you go in there and you just, I don't know, go through an adventure and stuff. But I think it's interesting. I don't know. At some point, I
Crazy.
think there was some news. I think a few months ago as well about creating like an environment where you put your fucking headset on and you're transported to a community where there's other people in their VRs kind of interacting with each other. And at
Dude.
some point, having live performances happen inside
Oh,
that
man.
reality.
That'd
be cool.
So you're in your house and you just going through a festival, Coachella or something.
That'd be
Fucking
cool.
that's scary, dude.
I will admit,
All that shit scares me.
I've been like, stoned at 3 a.m. and had that idea of like, what if there was like a show where like people checked in through VR and then, you can interact through very much Ready Player One.
Yeah,
very
exactly.
much similar to that.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, dude. Those things, they're scary. They're scary to me, man. Like my roommate just got the PlayStation, like the PlayStation VR headset.
Oh, nice.
And we've been using that at the house. Oh, it's so fun. But like, oh my god, like
Is it? How does I haven't
it's
tried one.
it's nice. I've tried the Oculus and this PlayStation one, and they're two different experiences.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like the handset, the trigger system for it, it's a little different for each one.
Yeah.
But like they're both pretty similar in my opinion. Like you just like if you want to play for a PlayStation or for a PC, just pick PlayStation is the VR headset, Oculus for PC. But
I can't do none of
Which
that.
they are-
Which game did you play?
I did forget what it was called. We did
Rider? Did I have a Rider?
Dino something.
Okay.
I forget.
I tried.
Yeah,
I tried
go.
a Batman one.
had the lighter
Detective. Like
earlier,
you don't fight. You're just a detective. And
Oh
I
yeah, the
tried-
Batman one. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a one where you're like shooting. You're like you're British or something. You're shooting,
Yeah.
You're in a gang and you shoot out the car.
Yeah, I haven't played that one. I've seen the demo for it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's
try
it's,
it.
So
yeah.
in regards to the realism, how real does it feel? Like I'm assuming obviously
It's-
not as fucking real life.
I think that it's like
It's decent.
Don't
it's
say you
decent.
like
Like
it.
Yeah.
it's very immersive.
Don't
like
say you
it,
like it.
It's nice.
Did you like it?
I did like
Oh,
it. I
fuck
did
yeah,
like it.
dude.
Like
That's
after
scary.
a while, you kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
You're kind of thrown off, and then like suddenly you're like,
So is
oh,
it-
I'm 2 hours into this. And
Is there a moment where you for a brief second you forget that you're in there, type of thing?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Like sometimes, like there'll be moments. Like there's some games where it's like kind of really trippy. Like you'll be playing and like it would. Okay, so I can't remember the game, but like there's like a bunch of like you're inside this VR inside of VR, and like you're basically the more movement you do, the more time elapses, and like you're supposed to like kill all the guys inside
Yeah.
the room. And like also dodge bullets as they're trying to attack you. So the more you do it, the more time goes by, and you're basically supposed to like kill them all before
That's-
they get you.
That sounds anxiety
It's so
inducing.
it's very anxiety and a lot of frustration.
I would break that thing.
I tried it on the Oculus like at first, like down in San Diego, at my cousin's girlfriend's house. They had one set up, and I lost like 4 hours of a day
Just in
just
there.
playing this
Fucking up.
game. Yeah, like
But
I
the-
was like,
the
hell or high water, I'm gonna
PSVR
beat this thing.
Addiction,
Yeah.
man.
I thought the PSVR
Those things
ones
are
were
so
cool, but they
addictive.
were kind of short.
Yeah, like some of the games they're short. I think like I haven't had a lot of experience with it. Like I just watch my roommates play it, and from what I've seen, like they're pretty in depth because I've heard them up until like 4 a.m. playing this thing.
Wow.
Yeah, like they
That's-
they play in.
See, I have a video here of it's called "When VR Gets Too Real." You know, I asked because of
This
you know
sounds
the video is
funny.
pretty funny, man. I'll put it here, but you know, obviously it's a young lady here trying a headset on.
I've tried this one too.
What is this one? The
I
Oculus?
think this is the HTC one.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
The-
'cause
yeah.
they do it with like Samsung has
So I
one.
mean, in the video, she's holding a gun. And she pulls out a grenade and she drops it. You know, in the virtual reality one. And obviously, your reaction is to just fucking run.
Yeah. Oh, does she like really?
Why she just dropped the grenade right now?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, no.
So it's
Oh.
like for a second you do forget that
Yeah,
you're
I can see.
part of it. Just
I can see
looked
how
like
you
it
can
hurts
program.
too, man.
Dude, because like like you see it like when
That.
when you're like playing,
Mhm.
it's one thing on the headset, but it's another thing for the people in the room watching the TV as you're playing. Because to them it's a 2D image, but to you
Yeah.
it's like it's surrounding you in your face the entire time. It's it gets crazy.
Yeah.
It gets crazy.
You know, and that's one of the many videos in regards to.
That's
Yeah.
that's an old model then, because
Yeah.
the new models, when you get near a wall, the cameras come on immediately, so they let you know.
Oh,
Ah,
really?
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So they've had safety features now.
Oh, okay, that's
Okay,
pretty cool.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah,
one
'cause
too many
that shit fucking
lawsuits.
hurt, man.
Lawsuit.
Yeah, it's kind of like when the Wii came out. I think they were, because you're fucking swinging around.
Dude, I've pulled when it first came out. I pulled my arm playing that boxing game. Dude, I was like throwing it aggressively.
Yeah.
Like same cousin down in San Diego, he had the Wii, so we went down there and I threw up
Is
my
it
arm.
Ryan?
I couldn't play. Yeah, Ryan.
he's
Shout out
so
Ryan
bad.
Ortega.
Yeah, Ryan.
He's a
He's
homie of the
badass,
band.
dude.
He's
Yeah.
my cousin Ryan Ortega down in San Diego. Shouts out to him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's.
Throwback. I missed that game.
Yeah, right.
Wait, which game? Oh yeah, the fucking boxing one. Yeah.
Dude, that one
was
was
always fun.
fun. Like a lot of people learned how to play golf through the golfing for the game on that. Also, the hardest golfing game in all of video game
Oh, yeah.
history.
Now they moved away from that concept. Now it's the Wii U, but does it still have control? No, the Wii U's
No,
done.
it doesn't.
What the fuck
Yeah,
is this? It's a Switch.
The
Extinct.
Switch,
The
yeah.
thing is extinct
The
already.
Wii
They
U
moved
was
on.
had
And
the
motion controls.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
If anything, I mean, I still play video games every now and then too. I think the Switch is cool, man. I
got
played
heavy
Zelda.
into them, man.
Yeah, I played Zelda, and just the fact that can you swing around? I don't remember.
I haven't played the Switch.
Oh shit.
I
That's
played it a
crazy.
little
Xbox
bit.
One.
My friend,
Yeah.
my friend, he's hooked it up to like my TV. He'll bring it and shit,
Yeah,
and
but
he'll give me a control, and then I'm like, all right, let's play.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't believe you just, your portable device,
Hmm.
it's detachable, and we could also connect it.
Yeah, I
on
think
the
that's
TV.
one of the
Yeah,
coolest shits, man.
it's pretty badass.
I remember tripping
It's
out
fun.
when there was a Nintendo's DS. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those. There was another Zelda game that I think you had to a level you had to blow on it to uncover
yeah.
a secret, and I was
Oh,
like,
that's
dude,
so
what the
cool.
fuck? That was awesome.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
You're right.
I was just it's a little thing that just
To
kind
get this
of blew
shit to
my
go,
mind.
like,
I think
Oh,
Nintendo
yeah.
Nintendo specializes more in handheld devices. I think that's their
peripherals and stuff.
Yeah.
that's more of their
Yeah.
market, huh? Like the smaller kind of
Yeah.
because they had the
Like-
Game Boy, right? Nintendo was a Game Boy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was the original
They had,
OG.
they used to have the 64.
kind of.
Since then, I've learned a lot.
Yeah, it's like
a lot
it's
of
changed.
no-hitters.
Yeah, because they
No
took
shows.
the wide left turn with the Wii, and
Yeah.
because before it was Game Boy,
They
Game
had-
Boy
Before
Advance,
that
Game
was a
Boy
Game-
Color.
GameCube. They had a GameCube
The
too, another
GameCube
console.
too.
Like
That was amazing, but it failed.
The
yeah, it had some pretty cool
I love
games,
the GameCube.
dude.
I was ride or die for the GameCube, man.
That sucks, man.
The Monkey Ball was the best game that the game had. Oh, and then Star Fox Adventures.
BM Triple X.
Dude,
Bro,
yes.
with
Oh,
the titties in
what?
it. Oh, sorry.
Is that,
That's crazy, man.
that sounds like a biking game? Is
Yeah,
that
with the biking game.
Oh,
and when you
oh,
get
yeah.
to certain parts, and you got all the clips, then you get this girl would dance naked for you.
What? Really?
What the
BM Triple X.
That's crazy.
Dude, those like
Oh, shit, for
hidden
real?
The hidden Easter eggs in video games
okay.
crack me up, man.
This was before Me Too and before Janet Jackson City.
Oh, yeah.
Historical.
Before
Histor-
Janet Jackson.
Historical stuff.
Dude, that's funny.
I remember when that happened. I went to a family friend's house and they forgot like a giant plasma screen TV for the first time. They're like, "Yo, check out this screen. Look how clear it is. You could see like the makeup on
Wait,
the
but-
announcer, and you could definitely see her titty nice and clear."
Did it have like a pasty or anything, or was it full?
I
Nah.
don't remember, man. I was so
You
young.
could find it on the internet, dude.
I was
You
so
could
young.
just
Yeah,
Google
you
it.
could look up the video, too.
I don't want to go back to my childhood.
What is it called? What's her name again?
Nip
Janet
slip.
Jackson.
Janet Oh, really? You want this on your
For a
search
long-
history?
For a long time, at halftime shows, we would commentate and we would compare every halftime show since to that halftime
Let's
show
see, yeah.
and play them side by side on the show. But last year we did
Stupid.
it.
Yeah, oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, she had a, what's it called? Wait, no.
No, dude, that's.
Oh, no, that's full nipple.
Last year we did it. And we got
There's
back
another
that
one up
day.
there.
I think that's when everything
Yeah.
went down for her. Oh, no, yeah, she has a little star.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, so it's
Nah,
like,
I don't know,
is that
man.
really a malfunction? Come on, it's part of her fucking wardrobe.
Hey man.
Justin Timberlake.
The food. I like how he's just like staring like.
I know, like,
I was
oh
like,
shit, what
you
do I
wouldn't want that. You would,
Dude, was it
And that's just
accidental?
like,
Was it
I'd
on
be-
purpose?
I don't know. I'd be shocked though. Like.
I mean,
I'd
people
be
just
See, like
scared.
that's
Big
the
deal, man.
stare. The stare made it seem like
Like
it was
an-
very much a on purpose.
Yeah, it
move.
looks like it's like, okay, let's point this out.
Yeah.
Imagine like practicing for hours.
Yeah,
And then the
going
most random
going
thing
through
could-
show rehearsals, like 36,
That's like-
36, 48 hours of rehearsals going into the show.
I'd freeze up exactly like Justin Timberlake.
oh,
you know?
Yeah, like,
hilarious.
oh my god, or on national TV, and this is happening.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
man.
That'd be.
Oh,
ooh,
man.
that'd
So
be
you're
something
thinking
else.
a bunch of
Yo,
shit.
could you
like,
imagine
oh,
the
that's
FCC fine
scary
for that?
This is my moment.
Dude, who had to pay that bill though? Like, who had to pay that
Oh,
FCC bill?
NBC.
NBC had to pay
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Do that.
And it changed the media for everybody because even the radios had to change everything they did. They
I
couldn't-
would be so
Well,
curious
for
to
that
find out.
for that incident.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
K-Rock was never the same.
Especially
No
with
wonder they
Kevin
started
and Bean.
Was it Kid?
putting all these.
Yeah, because Kevin and
shitty
Bean were.
bands.
I mean, they still
No.
pretty.
They were never everything.
Yeah, they
all
changed for
did.
sure. Yeah,
Oh.
but at some point they were like,
And then Me
Pretty
Too finally
hardcore.
took the bell. They had the
Oh,
Me Too
yeah.
movement.
Yeah, because weren't they the local show that like all the comedians would go to? Or am I thinking of a different one? Oh, I'm thinking of like
Yeah.
Heidi and something.
oh yeah, Heidi and Frank too. Yeah,
Heidi and
kinda,
Frank, yeah, they would like both of them. Like they like a lot of comedians would go in there to do like interviews
Mhm.
before like playing local shows.
Because Kevin B has that comedy show.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
But Heidi and Frank are no like.
Yeah, Heidi and Frank are pretty.
Yeah.
Who's the other one?
That's
Oh no,
nice.
Loveline was on K-Rock too. I think
Yeah.
they stopped doing that.
Yeah,
Oh,
Loveline's
Loveline
done,
was
but then,
crazy.
Yeah, Tom Segura
Fuck.
and the Your Mom's House Network took it over. So now Dr. Drew's doing a weekly hour-long
Yeah.
podcast over there, and it's like Tom Segura and Christina Pazin.
Wait, yeah, Tom Segura and who?
Pazynski.
Has-
Yeah,
oh,
they
yeah.
have like a podcast network now, and they
Pazynski.
they took like.
Oh, so they're hosting
yeah,
the
they ha-
podcast under them.
Yeah, like they
Yeah.
have a bunch of like 5 or 6 now,
Oh,
I
shit.
think.
They have a media network.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Tom Segura has your mom. No, that's not. No, that's
It's Your Mom's House is with
Oh,
the
Your
both
Mom's
of them.
House, yeah.
It's with the both of them, and then they I think they have like a
It's
podcast network now.
Your mom's
Mhm.
media.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what
right.
it's called
yeah.
now. Your Mom's Media.
Yeah, they
Ah,
have
okay.
a bunch of those podcasts over there, and he does the new it's a new love line, but it's
Yeah.
like hour long with like a one-on-one interview with
Yeah.
a guest.
And
His
then
first
full,
one,
like no rated. Like there's
yeah,
no
like
rating.
0
Oh,
rating.
that's
But
cool,
there's no
man.
calls.
That's crazy.
There is no calls. There's no there's no.
Ah, that's
I
kind
think
of
they
a bummer.
started doing it like it was like after like the 3rd or 4th episode, I believe, that they
Mhm.
started having like I think it's like emails and
Mhm.
on like Twitter
Yeah,
submissions.
like polls and shit.
Yeah,
Ah,
like they
okay.
do online stuff. Like they'll
Alright.
do like
That's
they'll-
pretty cool. I had to check that out.
Because
Yeah.
I love like I used to
Yeah.
love listening to Loveline. It was just because they always kind of push. You know,
Yeah, they always
they didn't cross. They never crossed the line.
No.
They got
Got
really,
really
close, to doing
close,
it.
man.
And you're
Yeah,
like,
they
"Fuck."
would dance
But-
with that line real quick.
Yeah,
But
it's good shit.
it was at the the bottom line was that it was pretty educational.
Mhm.
People
Yeah.
did call in with real like life problems that other
Yeah.
people did relate to, and it did to some extent help.
I
Yeah.
you know,
The
I'll be
community
honest,
was all
like,
about helping each other.
I never I think Love Line came
was some
on like
stupid prank
like
calls, though.
I didn't grow up in LA. I grew up in
Mhm.
like Northern California, and I didn't have like these local radio stations
Yeah.
growing up. Like it was a completely different thing for me. So like I'm very much like new to like all of like the
Yeah.
Love Line was like but it was broadcasted locally on the radio, and like how did you get away with that?
I know,
Like
I'm-
the top, I
yeah.
might be wrong. I
It's
think like
'cause
they
was-
would like
was
put it
at
on like
hours
local.
where it was called I forgot what they call it, but
Like-
it's the forgiveness hours.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
at
I mean,
12.
yeah, it was like
I
late
think-
at night,
Yeah, like
yeah.
after like 9 p.m.
12
they
to
like assume
1.
that children under the age of 12 are
Are
asleep.
not listening exactly.
Yeah, so then they could get away with a lot more.
It has
I
a
learned
name,
so
but
much,
it
man.
has so much time where they're allowed to do stuff if they want to. If the
Yeah,
sponsors
they could
don't
at
give a
the where they can fit like the quote unquote adult content.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the same thing with like fucking what's it called? Regular
Network
antenna,
TV.
network, not network, but the antenna TV, whatever
Yeah,
you want to
yeah.
call it. It's like at there's certain hours they start showing specific advertisements, like Girls Gone Wild.
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
see that actually. I
Like,
remember that.
Yeah.
Those are long gone now.
Dude,
but
you would always have like the other like some
Call
other
for,
network like on the like callback button just to like
Yeah.
switch back
Not
just in
me.
case somebody Oh,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
ballsy about it.
That's-
Yo, the callback button was the same channel. I'm just gonna
The same
I'm gonna
channel.
switch like I'm switching the callback like
Hey, what are
just,
you
like,
watching?
what are you watching? I think it's pretty obvious because
King
it's
of
the
the
same
Hill.
channel.
Same time.
Yeah, it's King of the Hill, and then like Showtime.
Well, I mean, while we were busy watching some of those channels at some point, there was people in Mount Everest. I wanted to bring this up earlier today.
Yeah.
In regards to, I don't know, I think you guys saw some of the pictures earlier, or you guys
Yeah, I
might have read
think-
on it.
Yeah, I think you guys sent over some
That's-
some like
That's
stuff.
messed up.
Yeah. This
Yes,
is,
I
like, a
mean, for
very
people who
interesting
haven't really
article.
heard, I mean, for people who haven't really heard, I think at this point, 11 people have died on the mountain. I think since it started like 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I just found it interesting only because Mount Everest is the peak that you hear everybody
It's
talking
legendary.
about. Yeah, it's legendary.
Highest
Yes,
altitudes.
you know,
So one of the oldest
Highest,
ones.
yeah,
Like-
highest altitude.
Yeah.
You make it up there and you've basically seen everything. Like,
But that sounds terrifying actually too.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, I mean, and just the fucking sound of it sounds terrifying.
yeah.
Yeah.
And people still go and do it, and I think this is a week ago, May 22nd. So there's a photo online right now showing that there's basically a trail all the way up to the mountain, and I think it's usually a 15-minute hike, 15-hour. It's taking people like almost close to 20-something hours. Just waiting to get up to the top.
Jesus.
And, people are just dying in front of them. And
I have a question
Yeah.
because I didn't read the article. What's the summit for? Like, why are they just is there always this many people hiking upwards?
Not usually. I mean, from what I read, it was when it first started, it was obviously only for a few people who can afford to go up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
they're
with-
giving out like permits like super like.
But what's the
finite.
hype? Like,
Yeah.
why is this happening now? Or has it always been a thing?
'Cause it's like gotten more commercialized. Like it's more
Exactly.
easy to get up to the like the equipment like has been has
There's been a lot of
upgraded
progress
over-
too,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So
exactly.
then like now
Right.
it's like
That
it's a
makes
lot
sense.
easier for you to pay to get up to the top and like just pay people to do like all the work, all the
Yeah.
hard work for you. So like non-experienced mountain climbers can go up and do this thing.
No way.
Right.
Yeah, like people that have
What the
like
I was like, what the
zero.
Sorry.
That was terrifying. What was
I know, it
that?
sounded like a dinosaur.
Like
That's my
oh,
sensor. That's when I know people are walking through stuff.
oh, the
okay. Yeah, I mean,
shut
they
the
get
ring,
these guides.
ring
like,
systems.
Yeah, that was-
they
Sounds
rent
terrifying,
these
dude.
guides out, so like guide people up there and stuff. People who are supposedly know the area, which I'm assuming they do.
That's messed
But
up.
I think
man.
their government, the Nepal government's under fire because I think like you said earlier before, there were was a limited number of permits they were issuing. At this point, they're doing like 500, without really.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's again because they've at this point they've monetized the mountain. They have a lot of private companies to come in and kind of
Yeah.
make
get
money
your
out of
pay.
it.
they're making money off of it.
Oh yeah,
Like
man, for
10
sure.
10,000,
I think the permit on its own is
12,000.
$11,000.
Yeah.
I feel like if you get up there and get that view, I think that your entire perception of life like will change.
You think it's like taking acid?
No,
I don't know.
probably a different kind of experience. Like,
Like,
Yeah, I
like
think so
it's-
too.
Maybe.
because it's shocking, dude. If you see something
Yeah.
like from that high, if you see
Just
how
starts taking acid.
insignificant
Yeah.
everything is, like you'll probably change your perception of life. you
Yeah, I
know,
mean,
when
I
you-
can speak only. I've done skydiving.
Oh fuck, that's
So
terrifying.
I mean,
bro.
I'm not. No,
How
I
was
think the fucking
that?
mountain's
Dad,
way
tell us
higher than
about
what
it.
I
How was
skydived.
that? Like,
Really?
Man, it was cool. Yeah, I think the mountain's like 20. Let me see. Let's find out real
You
quick.
gotta tell me about that skydiving,
Mount
man.
Everest. What is it? Height?
I've always like
Oh shit! It's
I'm
29,000
afraid,
feet.
man.
yeah,
so
there's no way. Like,
I did. I think
Oh.
like 15,000 feet.
I think,
So,
like,
oh
like,
man,
you could
halfway.
do, like,
How did it
Halo,
look?
like-
How was the view?
Halo jumping is like up
Dude.
to like 30. Like,
Yeah.
that height. Like,
Halo
yeah,
jumping.
Halo jumping. Shouts at
Master
Halo.
Chief.
Master
Okay.
Chief.
Yeah.
just coming in, oh hot,
So that dude doesn't need a parachute.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
yeah,
need sheer will and determination.
and look.
And
Halo
luck.
3.
No, he doesn't need no luck. He makes his own.
Oh, dude. Oh man, it's callback. But yeah, I mean, skydiving's pretty cool, man. I mean, just again, it was 14,000 feet from where I jumped off. And I mean, just the view on its own, like, I'm not gonna lie, I cried a little bit. It's like I just coming down, like, as soon as you fucking, feel the parachute come out, you see everything. Everything looks so fucking small.
Damn.
So I mean,
That's
you have that that perception, like, like the perspective kind of shifts
Yeah.
in regards to how insignificant your problems look from up there. You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy,
Bullshit.
man.
So I'm assuming once you're in Mount Everest, you kind of get something similar. Plus, there's no like rarely any oxygen.
You can't be up there for too long either.
No.
Like,
Yeah,
after,
yeah.
what was it like? There's the death zone of like.
death zone,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's like after a certain elevation, then it's. I can't remember what.
Yeah, I mean, well, there for sure. Let's see here. Is the name
20,
used by
26,000 feet, and how much more feet to
There's
the
not enough.
summit is from 26,000?
Yeah, 20. Yeah, that's you still need to go another 3,000 feet. I'm
Still
assuming.
Another
Fuck.
3,000. So you got to cover
that.
another, basically like another mile. Basically like the
Yeah.
elevation difference between like here and Denver.
Do they have a picture from the top of Mount Everest?
Oh, look, yeah, look, there's a
Yeah.
person just done here. Well, that's because like we were mentioning earlier, like you're exhausted at that point. You have to.
Yeah.
It's about survival.
And you can't rest either, because if you
No,
rest,
yeah.
you
And
can't.
it's more time that goes by, more blood that
Fuck,
goes
yeah,
through your
look, man,
system.
Poor people, man. They're just graves. Their graves are just an icy.
They're probably so
I see
happy though.
that.
They probably did something that they loved, you know.
Yeah.
I was
They probably
reading,
went out that
I was
way.
reading like
I-
one
I like to think
article,
that.
like I think it was like maybe on this one,
Yeah.
that there was it was talking about like some of the climbers that like did it, and like a few of the people died that were like what's the seven, like the seven
Oh, the
peaks?
Seven Summit.
Seven
Club,
Summit Club, yeah, like the Seven Club, I think they call it, or
Yeah.
something. Like
Yeah.
it's the people that have like summited the tallest peak on all 7 continents.
Died in this,
He died like he summited the last
Yeah,
one with
Seven
Everest
Summit
was the
Club.
last one.
but he
that-
died on the way.
He died on the way down.
On the way
oh,
down.
okay.
Yeah.
So he got it. He got
Like he
sick.
got there, yeah, he got
He got
there,
it, he
but
got
like
it.
he had to wait in like some the
I'm happy
traffic
for
jam
him.
up in the top, and like what is it?
I
So
just
Yeah, so
launch
I mean-
myself down. If I was
Kilimanjaro.
Oh yeah, here it is up here. Elbrus, Kilimanjaro, Aconcagua, Vincent, South Pole. Yeah,
Dude,
these
shouts
are-
out to you for pronouncing that name right off top.
Hey man, it's a Mexican in me.
Oh yeah, okay, all right.
Thank my
Yeah.
parents for the Mexican town. But I mean, besides the point, I mean, yeah, basically, if you do all these 7 summits, you're part of this, prestige club in a sense
Club.
that you've been around the world and conquered them. And that guy unfortunately passed away on the way down. But I mean,
Poor guy,
He
man.
couldn't even go to the annual meeting.
I know, or get a beer,
Yeah,
or just
or
get
get
a fucking beer, man.
dude. Could you imagine like
He didn't get to it.
summiting Everest, and then the only thing you want is a crisp,
Manas.
cold beer? Like what would be your
Fuck.
like beer choice if you're in that
Fuck,
situation?
if I was in a if I like once I have, what's my beer choice?
Yeah, well, I mean, like put yourself in that situation. Like, you summited Everest, you're coming down, you're going to base camp. I mean, let's face it, you're not going to drink alcohol on the mountain
Yeah.
because it's
I
just
wouldn't
going to
wanna
make your
take a
blood
nap.
thinner. You don't want to do that. But
Fuck.
celebrate with a beer, like,
Oh,
damn,
yeah, I would for sure do a beer.
beer,
Yeah.
I do Paps.
Pabst. Ooh,
Pabst?
a PBR. Just keep it classic.
Classic.
That's a classic.
I'll do 805.
805. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a
it's
good,
always like a crisp.
good, solid. I don't know.
PBR.
What about PBR?
This is pretty it's like, you know what? I think that I would probably drink Coors Light
Coors Light.
up there
A
because
couple lattes.
you know it has that fucking ice.
Oh, yeah,
the
the
can.
the coolest mountain. He was just drinking a
Where the,
Coors
mountain, where the mountain's blue.
Coors
it's
Light,
gold.
call me.
If you just like
Call me. We could
you
make something happen
put
right
like
here.
A
That's a
Coors,
genius
like, in your
marketing plan
jacket,
right
bring
there.
it with you into the
Yeah.
mountain, just stick it in the eyes. I'll be back for you later.
Come back down.
Max has the 50 pack.
The 50
That's
pack.
right.
Fuck.
Wait, who has a 50 pack?
I mean, we don't have it in this state, but they have a
Yeah.
50 pack.
Where?
You see
Dude,
it.
yeah, I've seen
I
this.
haven't seen
I've
it.
seen this. I've also seen the Lone Star 100 pack.
100 pack.
The
For
100 pack.
what?
It's
Beer?
Beer, dude. They
What,
have,
like
like,
What
Coors
the
Light?
it was Pabst. PBR.
Oh,
PBR
okay.
has the 50,
Mhm.
and then
What?
Lone Star out in Texas has the 100.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, and they
He-
sell it at like
Seen it.
7-Elevens.
I've heard of one that was bigger, but I haven't seen it. But the Pabst is
No.
like a long one. That you
The
can-
long, it's the ridiculous. I think they have like multiple handles on the thing.
That's like a party pack right there.
Well,
Damn, this thing looks
alcohol poisoning.
stupid, but
me
like
see.
cool stupid. Look at this.
Let me see. I won't pull this
It's
up.
like
What is
a
it?
long
What did you
tube,
Google,
bro.
Victor?
That's I
Pabst
just
what?
put past 100.
Pabst 100.
Yeah, 100 pack.
100 pack.
Yeah.
Is this real?
Oh,
Oh my
oh.
god.
oh shit, it's this big. Huh? Just the
99.
one?
99.
Dude.
So it's
That's not the
my.
last
That's a lot.
You need a pickup truck.
Wow.
Pabst is always good, man. That's
Dude, how would
never
you?
go
It's,
wrong
it's
with
pretty.
it.
Yeah, it's pretty classic.
would you fit
it's
that in
cheap
a
too.
car?
It's like not
No.
expensive.
Yeah.
You know.
No matter where you go, they're like $20 for a Bud Light.
You kind of know what you're
$2
expecting
for-
to get. Like when you order one, like if it's on tap, great. If it's in a can, great. If it's in a bottle, even better.
I would say great. I say cool.
Cool,
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 cool, cool.
Yeah, so I mean, what's, you know,
Oh
just
man.
to finish up the whole Everest thing,
Mushroom.
Yeah.
you know, people start tripping out, you know, because, like, you know, once you have no oxygen,
Yeah.
like, there's a bunch of symptoms. One of them is confusion. Like, what the fuck?
Psychosis. You just
Yeah, man,
start fucking
psychosis.
hallucinating,
Going
man.
insane on the
Yeah,
mountain.
insanity. Have you guys seen this movie? I forgot the name of it, but I've seen it several times. It's these chicks. They go climbing not rock climbing. They go cave hunting.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
It's
know
the
what you're
descent.
thinking of.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Where they end up like in this cave, lost, and then there's like these like humanoid like
Mhm.
monster things that are hunting them. There's a theory that one of someone is hallucinating all that because they've
Mhm.
just had psychosis, like
Yeah.
because you know how it's just like they're panicking,
Yeah.
panicking
Yeah, and then you start-
stuck under a fucking rock inside
And
a
in
rock.
darkness, yeah, too.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
fucking
you've been
scary.
in long, you know, just,
That should have fuck with you.
yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
you're going to be already in the fucking isolated place where you have limited space and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys done the isolation tank.
No,
Yeah.
I've looked into it.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you know, spending all my money on drum equipment these
Yeah.
days, so it's like kind of hard to like
What is that?
justify going to get like some spending. It's like $150 or something.
For what, like an hour session or what?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, if you go to, there's a spot in Venice called Float Lab. It's $40 for 2 hours.
What? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've been there twice.
I need to go there.
And it's sensory. It takes like all the senses away from
Yeah,
you.
so
right?
you
You do the full
basically
2 hours?
surprise.
Yeah, yeah. So you
Damn.
basically you just walk into a big like refrigerator looking thing.
Fuck, that
Which
sounds
has, you know,
scary.
no light or anything, and it's
Yeah.
just a body like maybe like 2-3 feet of water.
Yeah.
And then you go in there naked, and then once you're in there, you kind of close the door, so you're
Yeah.
like in complete darkness, and there's no sound, just like that, like the hum of something.
This
I don't know.
emptiness.
Yeah, and then
So
you lay down,
creepy.
you know, you just chill there for 2 hours.
What's it like though? Was it like first time like kind of like a little weird?
Yeah, I mean, first you get, you know, because you're laying down in water, so at some point after your
Yeah.
body adjusts to the temperature, you
Mm.
kind of feel like you are the water in a way, and then you're in darkness. So you know, once you start focusing or letting go, everything kind of becomes just the darkness, right? But then you start having like these thoughts, like all these visuals start coming up because your mind's just trying to, find
Make
a way
something,
to make
create
something.
something, to grasp
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, so everything seems a little bit more vivid. It's not, I don't think it's necessarily like lucid dreaming type of thing, but you can control like, what you're seeing. Because once you start thinking of something, that kind of just, starts going down a rabbit hole of different fucking thoughts.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's pretty psychedelic, without that
Nice.
high. And then I think you come out with some really good.
You don't go in there stone.
Oh, I went there stoned, man.
Oh, yeah, you did?
I went-
Okay.
That if anything, that just kind of
Enhanced everything.
Just took
Yeah,
everything
Super
to
Saiyan
a
level.
10. Just go.
I think I'd probably have like a quick panic attack, and then I'd like adjust to all that.
Panic
darkness.
attack, readjust, go back in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
the
good.
good thing is you can just go outside
Good to
and
go.
go
Compose
recollect
yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
just back
badass.
in there, finish it off. But that brings us to one of our last topics here. That's what is it? Denver just voted to decriminalize psychedelic mushrooms.
Shouts out to Denver.
Yeah, shouts
Shouts
out.
to
Yeah,
Denver.
pioneers in
Cool.
all psychedelics.
Uh-oh.
Who's moving to Denver?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Show's
let's go.
show's moving out there. We'll see you guys on the road.
Now I don't know if you guys ever had the chance to do shrooms. I don't want to incriminate
I've
anybody.
never
Allegedly,
done any
I've done them.
shrooms.
That's our logo.
Oh yeah, there's a
Oh.
shroom for the Super Audio Network logo.
Oh, yeah.
nice.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And Denver last week I think was the first one to kind of decriminalize it. I believe they're not necessarily making it illegal for you to do it or anything, but it's one of the last. How do I say it?
They won't fuck with you.
They won't fuck with you. The cops won't fuck with you.
Yeah.
Unless they
It's
have
not-
to. 'cause
it's
you're
not a
being
high
stupid.
offense,
you get
right?
a pound of it, then like, what the fuck?
Yeah, why do you have a pound?
You're just like,
Yeah,
If
kind
you're
of
just
like-
tripping in the middle of the street,
Like I always laughed at
they'll
like
just
when
bring
it was
you a
still like
blanket.
like when it was still like medical marijuana in California, like
Mhm.
the laws, like I laughed at like how like you could in Athol you can get away with that, but if you had a medical card, you can carry up to 2 ounces. I'm like, what individual guy is going to carry around 2
2
ounces
ounces. Yeah.
for his own personal stash?
I did.
I did.
Like daily, that was like your daily
Yeah.
haul is you're
What's a
carrying around 2 O's
I pick up 2 O's for that and for my week.
for that week, and you're
Damn,
just
that's a lot of-
rolling,
That's a lot of weed,
rolling
dude.
mad blunts up in
I
here.
go through an ounce of wax now. Hey,
Oh,
what I was gonna say is,
shit.
San Francisco had back
Mhm.
when it was medical, they had these decriminalized. So for
Mhm.
example, I was able to smoke weed at the park, and nobody.
Mm.
was
Oh
fucking
yeah,
with me. Now,
San
if I would've
Francisco's
been
awesome like that.
Aggressive with it or something, I'm pretty sure it
Yeah.
would come down on me, but nobody was fucking with me.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's what Initiative 301, that's what it's called, says makes the personal use and possession of psilocybin mushrooms among people 21 and older the lowest possible law enforcement priority in Denver.
I like how they just put the lowest
The
possible.
lowest possible. There's like parking tickets,
It's
and
like,
then
here,
Yeah, they give you a
there's
ticket.
Here's
Like,
some
and
mushrooms.
then
they're on
there's
shrooms right now, sir.
there's writing tickets for people with mushrooms.
That's funny.
God bless Denver.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's again that brings the whole
pretty
conversation. Like, for those who have tried it, you can kind of relate to the experience that you get off of them, and it's I mean sometimes it's just fun and games, but there's definitely experiences where you see more than what you normally do.
Yeah.
And you have like these perspective changing thoughts, or you see these little habits that you want to change, and that kind of progresses you in your future life. In a sense.
It tells you who you are.
Yeah,
It makes you aware of who you are, right?
Yeah, I would like to say
Besides other
yes.
when you, I've never done shrooms, but that's exactly why I want to do them.
Yeah.
Because I want to get like that perspective
Mhm.
that I hear that so many people walk out of, and it's supposed to be very therapeutical, but it's
Yeah,
also very harsh.
Therapeutical.
It's
Very
very
harsh.
harsh because it's kind of like your heart. It breaks you
it's
down, man.
showing- Yeah, it breaks you down.
But it's also fun too, apparently. I don't know.
yeah, apparently it's really fun. Yeah,
Allegedly.
I heard it is, and I heard it
Apparently,
can bring you to tears.
apparently an
You cry
individual
for
whose
5
name rhymes
minutes.
with Joey Heck.
But we're not professionals, so we do not advise to do mushrooms unless you really want to. But that's not up to us.
They've-
Yeah.
I
But-
think
It's
That's pretty cool,
It's,
I
it's
think.
certainly helped.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because,
at this point they're able to start doing more research on it because federally
Yes.
it's still illegal to do it.
Yeah.
But with these state propositions, you're able to
It's
kind of
always-
not state, but whatever the fuck it is, local.
now they can publish their findings instead of it
Exactly.
being like myth or word of
Yeah.
mouth or there's not a reliable source. But now there will be a reliable source because a lot of people do use my bad, the mushrooms for therapy. A lot of
Yeah,
people do
right.
take them. A lot of people that have depression also take them,
Mhm.
stuff like that, in like little doses, like.
Yeah, like microdosing,
Microdosing,
has shown
daily
to improve
microdosing.
like behavior and just little
That's
things
crazy.
like that. Because I
LSD too now. I think a lot of people are.
Yeah, they're using it.
microdosing on LSD.
Yeah, no, I mean it makes sense because again, like if done in a right way, not when you're fucking overdosing on it, because you're gonna be tripping the fuck out.
Right.
But in a controlled way per se, you can go ahead and say that like it does change people's lives. They've done it for PTSD, for
Oh yeah.
I think for addictions like cigarettes and alcohol.
Oh yeah.
It kind of
I've
improves
heard about
those
that too,
habits,
actually,
and it
yeah.
slows them down. remove the dependency
For heroin, I think they're using
heroin.
they're using it for and that's the strongest substance in the
Yeah.
world, the most addictive substance.
Yeah, again, because you're gonna go in there, you're gonna.
You
I
know,
like to say, or I've heard people say, that the mushroom shows you not what you want to see, but what you have to see.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not. It's just gonna
Yeah.
take you through some fucking journey, and it's gonna
take you there.
It's gonna take you there, whether you like it or not.
It's certainly gonna
But
take you there.
you can, once you come back,
Yeah.
be a little bit more collected.
So moral of the story is
I
go to Denver and do mushrooms. eat some green chili while you're out there.
I was actually hearing. It's funny that we're talking about mushrooms, even though this has been kind of a popular topic lately. But today, randomly, I was watching the Joe Rogan podcast. Like just on my way to work, I put it on YouTube, and I forgot who the guy was.
Not
He was
watching it while he drives, to be known.
yeah. I just let it
He
play.
allegedly watches
Allegedly.
it.
There was a UFC fighter there who was
Yeah.
on the show. I think, I don't know, but he says he does mushrooms, and every time he sees like whatever the mushrooms correct on that trip
Mhm.
about his character or who he is, once he starts seeing that he's going into those bad habits or patterns,
Yeah.
he takes shrooms again. So he's always like checking himself.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
I feel like
I'm gonna fucking
I've allegedly
I'm not gonna fucking do it,
tried
dude.
its substance that we may be talking about. And like there's definitely certain moments where you're like, oh, maybe I could.
Mhm.
Maybe it's time to like reevaluate in a certain way, like take a step back and like, oh, I need to think about things.
Yeah.
I just like I like taking trips back to my hometown to do that. But no drugs are used while back home because staying at mom's house. Shouts out to mom.
Yeah.
Because she's
Keeping it
definitely
real.
shouts out to mom. She's definitely gonna listen to this.
it's
Yes.
fun.
Shouts out to mom.
Shouts out to mom.
Shout out.
Saint Mary,
Uh,
love you.
Oh, this is alleged information.
Oh, this is a legend.
Yeah.
I'm a good boy.
Yeah, but I do hope like at this point, like California at this point legalized marijuana. It has its, it backfired in some aspects,
Yeah.
but it's the conversation's happening.
It hasn't really killed anybody. I mean, some
Yeah, but I
people-
think it's bullshit that they give you DUIs. It's like, what the
For
fuck?
Well, yeah, you should
driving
be
high.
You should be driving.
You'll drive better, allegedly.
That's just allegedly.
I was reading the.
That's just
I
protocol,
think it
man.
was like another
You
article
can't have
you
a bunch of
sent
high
me or
people
something.
driving around.
Right.
Yeah,
I
that's
think it was like another
protocol.
article you sent me. It was like because of the marijuana is still being like a Schedule 1 narcotic.
Yeah.
On for the FDA. Was that the right?
Yeah,
for the
no,
FDA?
yeah,
FDA?
DEA?
DEA.
I think both, maybe. Or
Maybe
I think
don't
it's a
know. Whatever,
DEA.
whatever
Also,
one has
right,
the
so-
scheduled narcotics.
Yeah.
It's still Schedule 1.
It's
But,
just like heavy
because
shit.
they can't no banks can do any business with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was reading that article and damn, it was like.
Oh yeah, I think California's trying to make their own type of bank.
But there's still like the very large like underground market.
Ooh,
Like,
huge.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, like be honest with yourself. You can check Weed Maps right now and find a local
Big-
place that's
Big
open 24
Bang.
hours.
Take little bank.
Not 24 hours.
But not that place I go
No, 20
Nah,
hours.
I think
I found
yeah.
a place that goes until like midnight,
Bang, take
and
little
they have
Mhm.
great deals on
Big
Tuesdays.
Bang,
Shouts
yeah.
out.
to. Shouts out.
Yeah, there's a bunch
Shouts
of good
out.
shops.
Yeah, two buy one get 1 gram cartridges.
Where's that at?
Damn.
It's, I don't want to blow the spot up,
They get
I'll
shut
share some addresses off air. I don't want to sue people over there. And be like, hey, I saw you on this podcast. It's like, oh, I mean, I don't have any fans
Yeah,
like
it's-
that. I don't have any fans
but just like that,
you better be prepared.
outside of the recreational use, like again, like I think at least in our communities, there's a lot of stigma. Especially like
Oh,
in the
yeah.
Hispanic communities, there's a lot of
My
stigma.
My mom
in regards
thinks it's
to it.
like crack, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, really?
But
Yeah.
and that's because of the culture they've been raised in, and like now coming up here and this, with all this new information,
This
you're able to
weed
make
renaissance.
sense. Yeah, the new renaissance, basically.
Yeah.
You're able to understand what the benefits of it are. So I think it's important that those walls are broken down. And
Do you find it difficult to like bring up like conversation topics about like the benefits of like the marijuana plant to your like parents and grandparents
You mean,
because
like-
of
yeah.
their stigma that they grow up with? Like it's so like like the benefits of CBD and like how
Mhm.
it can help with like joint health and like depression and
I-
so on and so forth of how many things it could help with.
I have that conversation with my mom very often. because my dad has osteoarthritis,
Mhm.
so it's like a degenerative disease. So his
Mhm.
bones are kind of just fucking, they're wasting away.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell her like why don't we try these kinds of products, for him, and she's just really against it, and he's really against it. I mean, they know that I smoke, and they don't like it. Like my mom always is like, no, don't go
Yeah.
smoke, don't.
Victor, are you high?
But I mean, I tell my mom like,
I came from rehearsal.
Marijuana.
I gain a lot of insight when I'm high, Mom. It's like when I
Yeah.
and for some strange reason, like she thinks it's okay to like, just because it's more open, or drinking, and that's in the Hispanic culture. Drinking
yeah.
is like a
It's like the
habitual
pastime,
thing.
yeah.
So she thinks, she frowns less upon that, even though I've done some ridiculously stupid shit when I'm drunk, and
You could do more things drunk than you can stoned.
yeah, me high, I'm just like I reflect a lot,
Dude, I
Yeah.
stay home, man.
Yeah, I do.
Like,
Just
stay
I
home.
fucking play music. We jam out.
We've tried, like, we've pride ourselves on being able to play like our shows like semi messed up, but like not. We figured out the right concoction to be able to like
absolutely
play.
the best thing.
The best is a little bit of weed and coffee, and we just get together and
Hey,
like.
that's true, man.
Dude,
That
like
sounds
it's
Try 'em
like
both, man.
yeah, you get a
Easy.
little
Yeah.
sativa, you get a little sativa or indica as like our bassist prefers.
Mhm.
I think you.
I like
prefer-
sativa.
Yeah,
He's an
Yeah,
indica guy.
Yeah, he's an indica guy. I don't know how he functions all day with that.
Dude, I'm indica
That's
all the
me.
time. man.
Dude,
Yeah?
you're an
Hell
indica
yeah.
guy. It's so fascinating,
Yeah.
like
I'm a
people's
sativa
preference
guy.
of like sativa or indica, like who
Mhm.
prefers what. Because I'm definitely like a sativa person.
Yeah.
But it's
gotta
funny.
keep it going,
Yeah, like
yeah.
we figured out like the best concoction for shows. And it's like, oh, this works
It's
out.
a good
for
mixture,
that.
yeah.
It's a great mixture.
Yeah.
Chug some coffee, smoke some weed. Right when you hit the stage, you're just gonna feel both at the same
yeah,
time.
you're
Yeah,
gonna be like,
exactly.
hey,
Ready?
Feels
It's gonna
fucking good.
loosen you up a little bit and keep
Lucy,
it going.
Lucy
yeah.
Goosey.
Yeah. Been the most productive practices too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But again, people just have that idea that it just makes you lazy.
Yeah, it's like
unfortunately,
reefer madness
yeah.
shit.
It's definitely one thing. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, the lazy stoner, but it's like I know some like stoners that like they get a lot done.
Yeah.
And they're smoking all day, every day. Like
That's actually part of why they get a lot done,
Yeah,
Too.
'cause-
That's part of their process.
Definitely.
People, yeah.
I mean, I know from what at least I understand
People
was
run on weed.
when the whole drug word started, I think like in the 70s or stuff.
Mhm.
I think it was mostly to target either immigrants, people of color, or like the hippies, because there was
Wasn't
all
it-
whole-
that's why they called it marijuana.
There.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, made it seem like it was
Minority-
not,
yeah,
like
minority-
a minority.
Did you guys see that
minority
documentary
culture.
on Netflix?
Which one?
Now that you're saying that, did you see that documentary on Netflix?
Which one?
There's a weed documentary on Netflix. I don't know what the name was, but what you guys are talking about, it literally that's a big part of the subject matter. So because like it's like a race related thing, because
Yeah.
a lot of jazz musicians back in the day, those are the big.
Jazz cigarettes.
And you know how most of them, were predominantly African American. A lot of like the old white folk, kind of, since they knew that they would smoke marijuana, they kind of outlawed marijuana,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't even that big of a deal.
Yes.
And so now those two things, like people of color and marijuana, have always been linked together.
Yeah.
In a sense, to arrest more people.
Yeah, they use it.
and-
Yeah, because I mean that's what for like the whole Black Panther movement. I think that was
But
one
everybody
of the ways.
uses weed, dude.
Yeah, dude,
everybody
I mean,
uses
come on.
Yeah, nowadays. But
Yeah, I mean we still gotta teach people, not us.
yeah.
I mean us too, but the whole the whole conversation has to change, because even outside the weed, like CBD products, like I just introduced my mom into like the ointments.
oh yeah,
it's
Grass
Western,
is
right?
greener. I think it's grass is greener. I
Grass
think
is
that's
greener?
what I'm
grass
talking
is
about.
greener.
I
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
I'm not sure, man. I don't know the name of it. Oh no, Weed the People. Nah, it's not Weed the People. That has to
The
be.
Union.
Yeah, I think it's that one, dude.
It's the only one
It's
that
gotta
says
be this
Netflix
year.
on it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's that one.
Yeah, 2019.
Boom.
Boom.
Right. Yeah.
Boom.
They talk about that
Science.
too. How they made it appealing to like, or not appealing, but the name marijuana is Mexican. So
marijuana.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like so people know that marijuana is associated with like delinquent lower class kind.
Mhm.
But that's just like a stigma that they kind of started to create at the time, which is
Yeah.
fucked up, man. Weed's so good for you.
Well, we'll continue this conversation some other time, man.
Yeah, we
It's
would
that
definitely.
time.
Oh, is it really? Is it
Yeah,
about the
it's
time to wrap
unfortunately
up?
it's that time. Yep.
Fuck, that was
It-
fun, dude.
Yeah, it was getting. I like how we just transitioned. and
Yeah,
shit,
we
you
should
know?
we should do this again.
Yeah,
we
man,
would
for
definitely
sure.
be down.
You know,
When we should come back when we release a record. We'll do
Yeah, man, we can work
First
something out.
single.
first single.
Let's
Yeah,
have a little single.
yeah. We could
get together.
we could maybe we'll talk about coming on and releasing the single with you guys.
All right. Well, I mean, if people want to find your music, where can they check them out? When is a new EP coming out?
So
good
the
stuff?
best place to check us out, our Instagram is for all of our show dates at official Sodaboxx on Instagram, and then we got best place to check our music out is Spotify, and Apple Music,
Apple Music too.
for whatever platform you use, and
Mhm.
then I think also SoundCloud, but I'm not sure about that one. And then for
I don't know.
show wise, we got one this Sunday
Mhm.
for Static Sundays out in Riverside. Come check us out.
Yeah.
The flyer is posted up. We got with 2 other bands. We're
Yeah.
very happy to start getting out to
Mhm.
Riverside area. It was first show out in the
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah, that place is popping.
Yeah, from what we've heard,
Yeah.
it's been pretty crazy over there.
Yeah, I think both with that and like the hip hop scene. That's cool,
Yeah,
really coming out.
I've been to a few shows
Yeah.
out in Riverside, and I haven't been to like any rock shows though. Like
Oh, no?
mainly like
Yeah,
San
it's-
Diego was lit. We went to San Diego. San Diego was a great music
Yeah,
scene.
Sandy. We played a show at 420 in San Diego at I would call it like a commune.
I don't know. It was
I
like
don't
some
know,
punk
it was-
hippie commune.
Yeah, it was like a
fucking
bunch. It was
tight.
like
Yeah.
5 punk kids living in a house together and just throwing shows out there. Shouts out to Bow Wow House.
But
But yeah, follow our page at official Sodaboxx on Instagram. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Music, and our record will be coming out later this year, probably somewhere around August, September. But follow the Instagram to find out exactly when.
Sweet. All
We
right.
should have a single coming a little
Yeah,
bit earlier
in
too.
probably a few weeks.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, we'll make sure to stay updated, man.
For
Yeah,
sure, man.
thank you for
Thank you
having
guys
Thanks for
us.
having us.
Yeah, Victor, Joey, thank you guys.
Thank you
Dre,
so much.
thank you as always.
Thanks, man.
Yes, thank you,
We'll
Dre.
see you guys
Thanks, man.
next week, and again, check them out and
Thank
follow
you.
us.
You got an amazing
everywhere
spot
else.
here.
Come out Sunday to Riverside. That would be great.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Peace. Sweet.